Okay, so today is Friday, so our opener is going to resemble our quiz. Our quiz and opener are both over solving proportions and then proportion word problems. So the first two problems on our opener, it says to solve for the variable in each of the proportion. If necessary, we're going to round to the nearest thousandth. How many places past the decimal to the right is a thousand spot? 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to round to this number. Anything behind this number, we don't need. But we're going to need the number directly behind it to determine if we round that thousandths place up or not. So when we're solving proportions, the first thing that you're going to have to do is what? Cross multiply. Doesn't matter if I start with the 8 times 6 or the 25 times 10. Nah, you can start with either. You can either start at the top and go across or at the bottom and go across. I like to go top to bottom, so who wants to start it off for me? Deja?
6A.
Because you took 6 times A. So I'm going to put my equal sign and get 6A equals, go ahead.
25 times 2 equals 250.
Okay, so once we cross multiply, my next step is to
Draw that line.
solve my equation.
Divide by 6 on both sides.
So 250 divided by 6 is going to get me,
It's a long one.
all right, let me see here. So, ooh, yeah, so it's going to be 41.6 repeating, right? So how many places past the decimal do I have to at least write? I have to at least write 4. The reason why I have to write 4 is because I'm going to use that fourth number to help me decide if I round my thousand spot up or not. So based on my answer, are we going to round the thousandths place up, or is it going to stay the same? It's going to go up to what? So 41.667, and that's our final answer. Okay, so our next proportion. The next one's my favorite. It's just a little bit more complicated, but you guys already have all the tools that you need in order to solve it. So we're going to follow the same steps. We're going to cross multiply. You want to do 12 times 8 first? Okay, what do you get when you take 12 times 8? 144. I'm going to put it right underneath so I have enough room. Equals. Now, if you did 3 times b plus 7 first, that's okay. Your variable will just be on the opposite side, okay? Not a big deal.
96.
Say what?
Don't plus 8 equals 96.
I don't know. Does it? Oh, okay. Well, let's fix it. I'm just trusting you guys. I don't have a calculator. Okay, so 12 times 8 is 96. 8 times 2 is 6. Yep, 96. Okay, now we're going to take and cross multiply 3 times b plus 7. What I like to do personally is put that into parentheses. I put this into parentheses because it helps me remember. I'm going to have to distribute that 3 times everything inside the parentheses. When I say to distribute, what operation am I referring to? Starts with an M. Operation add, subtract, multiply. So I'm going to have to take the 3 times everything on the inside of the parentheses. So that means I'm going to take 3 times b and get... Okay. Then I'm going to take 3 times positive 7 and get... What's times, not add? Positive 21. Okay, so basically I just distributed. I took 3 times b, 3 times positive 7. All right, after I distribute, I solve as normal, so I circle my variable. I draw my line of equality, and to get the variable by itself, I first get rid of the plus 21, as Alex said, so I subtract 21 from both sides. 96 minus 21 is...
96 minus 21 is 70. Like 70 what?
Well, what's 6 minus 1?
Oh, it's 75.
5 equals 3b. Okay?
You divide by 3.
I'm going to divide it by 3. So b is going to equal... What's 75 divided by 3? Should be an even number. 25. Not an even number, but a number without a decimal, a whole number. Good. Now, if I would substitute this 25 for B, would these proportions be equal?
No.
Well, what's 25 plus 7? Okay, so you don't have to write what I'm writing in the red, so I have 32. Okay, cross multiply. 3 times 32 is what? 3 times 32 is what? Your opener is in your folder and your binder.
8096.
What's, okay, so 96. And then we already know if we take 8 times 12, it's 96. So are these two numbers the same? Yeah, so we're right. Our answer is proportional. You don't have to show what I did in the red, though, and you won't have to do that on your quiz. I was just showing you what it means. Okay, so on your quiz, I'm going to be looking to see, you cross-multiplied. I'm going to be looking for your variable circled, your line drawn, your answer box, if you rounded correctly. Okay, those are all going to be key components. All right, flip them over. Some of my favorite word problems. When we're doing these word problems, we are first going to define our ratio of units. What does ratio of units refer to again? A comparison. What are they talking about? What two number things are they comparing? So let me write my ratio of units. So it says if 6 students can do 20 math problems during lunch, how many math problems could 9 students do? So as I said, where it gives you your first two numbers together, that's where you're going to find your ratio. So what's my ratio of units? What are they comparing? Students and math problems. So my ratio of units, I'm going to use students and math. Or problems. Which one do you guys want to use? I mean, this is the same thing. Let's do math. Okay. So after I find my ratio of units, I'm going to do my known ratio. What do I know? Okay, so 6 students. Because I'm talking about students on top, where does that 6 go? And 6 students can do how many math problems? So that's going to go on. Okay, so there's my known ratio. So then my unknown ratio. So I'm going to read on. How many math problems could 9 students do? So what other information am I given? So 9 students. We're talking about students, right? So where does 9 go? Top, because that's where my students are. So I'm trying to find what? The bottom number, which represents what? What's that question it's asking me? How many can 9 students do? Okay. So I know 6 students can do 20. So how many math problems can 9 students do? So now we have our proportion, and we go back and we cross multiply. What's 20 times 9? 180. Okay. Set my problem up. I circle my variable. Draw my line. Okay. How do I get the m by itself? Not circle the 6, but there you go. Divide by 6. So 180 divided by 6 is 30 what? Okay, so 30m. What did m represent? Math problems. So the other thing I'm going to look at is that you're putting your unit with your final answer on the word problem. And, oops, that was ugly.